Happy Tuesday. TikTok. Notice in the back, I still have my washing machine and dryer still in my living room, but our tile is done, and hopefully we can get our laundry room completed before the weekend. I wanted to come on here today because something has been on my mind for a while, and I just think sometimes we as parents just don't have enough conversations. And I'm going to say this for the younger parents. I am a younger parent. I had my first child at 18, my second at 25. So I'm talking to that age group. Let's say the parents between the ages of 40 to 45, with those having kids young. So what I want to say to the younger generation who constantly blames their parents for certain things. Now, parents are not perfect. I'm pretty sure your mom told you, you guys didn't come with how-to books. You didn't understand that concept or that comment until you have children of your own and they're adults. So just like when you go to the doctor, when you have babies, your doctor always talks about how your child will progress from 0 to 3, from 3 to 6, etc. Nobody can explain to you how it is to have an adult kid. Nobody is a perfect parent. There are no perfect children. I know there's something now called gentle parenting, which I've never heard of before. I don't like categorizing parenting styles, period. I think to each their own. What you do or how you did things is not a reflection 100% of how that child turns out as an adult. When they become a certain age, they live their life. And if their lives are not lived fully 100% because of something that happened in their past or in their childhood, you have those discussions, you want to talk about it with your parents, and they still choose to live in that space, that's on them. That's not on us. There's only so many apologies you can do. And there's only so many times you can say, I understand that. I understand that. I see how that could have affected you negatively. I get that. I understand that. So this is out there to the parents who have those kids. To the parents who did the best that they can with what they had. When you're 18 years old having a kid, you don't even know right from wrong. You don't know up from down. You literally do the best you can. I'm pretty proud of myself, regardless of how anyone thinks of my parenting style, that I did a pretty fucking good job. I was a single mom for a while. Therefore, the dad was completely out of the picture by his choice. That's a whole different topic, because other kids that come from a non-co-parenting home tends to be more angry with the parent that has always been there and that will always be there. That's a whole different conversation within its own. That's something that I would love to talk to a counselor about, because I've never understood that concept. A little background here. My father passed away when I was 11 years old. So I never had a dad. Even when he was alive, I never had a dad in my life consistently. My mom was a single mom. My mom did some things throughout my childhood that I didn't agree with. Never discussed those things with her until I became an adult. And I'm talking about 40. So this was like 3 years ago. Not that I never knew those things didn't happen. It just didn't affect me or impact me in a way that it would make me hate my mom. But we discussed it. We've talked about it. And you know what? At the end of the day, that was her life, not mine. How she raised me didn't make me get pregnant at 18. I got pregnant at 18 because I had sex. I knew what I was doing. Thought I was with the love of my life, and I had sex and I got pregnant. So when I got pregnant, shit changed. Man dumps me. I had to figure out life very quickly because I had a child inside of me. What the fuck was I going to do? Just got out of high school. But I was never on a system, not having anything against people that are on welfare or on any type of state assistance, because don't get it twisted, I would have loved it. I got a job, I got benefits, because I knew her dad was not going to be around and made choices not to be around. So that's another thing. My childhood with my sister, I do have a sister. She was very disrespectful to my mom and to my grandmother. When I mean disrespectful, to the point of bitches and hoes and hitting and things like that. I knew from a very young age I was not about that life. I knew even if I had kids, I was like, fuck that. My kids will never disrespect me. And to this fucking day, that is how I believe. You will not disrespect me. I don't give a shit how old you get. There is a level of respect that I require as your parent, period, point blank. And that goes to any elder out there. I'm not saying kiss anybody's ass who's rude to you, but as your parent, I require that level of respect. Now, you can be an adult child with me and you can curse in front of me, drink in front of me, get drunk. That shit doesn't bother me. But if you yell at me and you talk to me like I'm some bitch in the street, that is how I will treat you. That is something I've said to my kids from a very young age. And I meant that. That is because of the abuse I saw my mother and my grandmother took from my sister. So some people might think that's mean. Some people might think that was the wrong approach. That was my approach. And I mean that, and I mean it to this day. Luckily, I have two amazing girls. Obviously, the first one didn't come with how-to books. Neither did the second one, to be honest with you, because when you think you know, you don't. Because you're dealing with two different personalities, two different kids. And I'm so thankful to have two different kids, having the experience type A child and then a type B child. I'm thankful for that. But I want to say this to all of the young adults out there. You can only blame your parents for so long about how things turned out. When you become a certain age and you get out the house, it's on you. You make some decisions on yourself, on your own. When we're your parents, you're not given to us for the rest of our lives. We have to teach you a certain way to get up and to get on and move on with your life. Now, how you choose to live your life is on you. It's not on your parents. Now, yeah, granted, you're going to unintentionally adopt some things that you've learned from your parents that you, keyword is you, have the choice to do or not to do, either in your adult life, with your friends, with your own children. Stop blaming your parents for everything. It's not always their fault. They did the best that they could with the tools that they had. Take a fucking apology. If you don't want to accept it, then don't. But that's, again, on you. That means you're choosing to stay in a negative space with the person who's already shown nothing but unconditional love. And that is something that you, my adult children out there, have to learn. Your parents were also young. They did not know what they're doing. Forgive them. If you can't forgive them, then find something in your heart to see why you can't. What is holding you back from moving forward in life? What is holding you back from not being an accepting child to a person? You know, it's very difficult for kids, including myself, to see your parents as humans. We're still human beings. We still desire things. We still like to have fun. Believe it or not, adults, parents are human. We are fun-loving people. So just because we're not the person that we were when you were 16, doesn't mean we weren't always that person. There's choices that we made as parents is to be a better person in front of our children. And our kids don't need to see everything that we do. We as parents are allowed to have good times in life. So I'm just saying this to say, what is it? PSA? Forgive your parents. It's not their fault. If your life is not turning out the way you want it, you need to think about some things. It has nothing to do with how you were raised. And if it does, then have that conversation with your parents. And if you're not willing to accept an apology or accept that they agree on some things could have been changed, then you got to look at yourself. It ain't always on us, boo. Happy Tuesday. I got an upper body workout today. Peace.